Hey everyone, and welcome back to Cruising 5 to 1, the channel that someday will take you around the Great Loop. But until then, we are preparing by getting our P's and Q's in order. First, we need to find a boat. Last week, we looked at a Stolecraft 45, and today, we'll look at another Bayliner 4550 Pilothouse. For those who've been around a while, you'll remember Stacy's 4588 Pilothouse that we walked through last year. Today, we're meeting Paul and Mary and getting their perspective of this very popular yacht. Watch to the end for Paul's experiences with buying a new and used boats, as well as his opinion on going diesel or gas. Who are you? Tell me what your name is. No, actually, we don't care about you. Tell us what your boat is.
The boat is a 1986 Bayliner 4550 Pilothouse.
4550.
Correct.
And Stacy's, who we all know, is a 4588, correct?
I believe so. I believe in 1987, or maybe it's 88, I don't recall. But they started, they for whatever reason, they changed the numbers in these boats, and I have yet to figure out the sequence or the reason as to why they changed them from 4550s to 4588s. I think some of them were even called 4570s, and ultimately they went to the 47s.
Well, the 47s were 47 feet.
Yes, they stretched, I think, the salon 2 feet.
But you don't know what the last two numbers are all about.
I have no idea.
Should we conclude this video right now? He's worthless.
I know, right? I wish I did.
All right, and tell us about the power plants.
This boat has Hino diesels that were originally 210 horsepower when they were produced in this year, 1986. This particular boat has the 220 Hinos because early in its life, I believe at year 2 or 3 or 4, somewhere around that time frame, probably 4. I think around 1990, there was a fire in the bilge that did enough damage to the motors. This is the story I'm being told from the previous two owners. I'm the third owner. We're the third owner, and anyway, there was a fire somehow or another in the bilge that required or necessitated an engine repower. And at the time, the 210 Hinos were no longer available, and they were producing 220, I think they're 220s, 220 Hinos diesels, turbocharged, that are they turbocharged? No, I can't remember.
You're as bad as Chris.
I am, I'm horrible. Anyway, it's got the upgraded Hino diesels, which are a Toyota-based motor, and they are known for being incredibly fuel efficient. And as rumor has it, they were built to run essentially 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. According to our good friend Bruce Moneymaker, they were built to run as generator propulsion systems over in Japan, and so they were really built to just run and run and run and run.
So these would be considered commercial engines.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
And what's your name? Because I don't think we got that the last time.
My name is Paul.
All right,
Russell.
Paul. And then Paul.
This would be.
Oh, let me get you in focus. There you go.
This would be Mary Elizabeth Robinson.
I think she can speak for herself. What's your name again?
Mary Elizabeth Robinson.
All right. And what do you think of the boat?
I love it. It's so fun. This is my first boat.
Oh, really?
Ever.
Nothing like going big. Now, Paul, this is not your first boat.
This is not my first boat. I have I've had a lot of boats. This is what I would consider my third large boat, if you will, so 30 foot plus I've had numerous amounts of ski boats and other types of small runabout types of boats, but this is my third large powerboat.
So then, Mary, tell me what your experiences, as limited as they are on this boat, or in boating in general.
Well, I have 0 experience in boating.
But you own this boat.
And now I own this boat. I mean, I have owned this boat. So,
What do you like about this lifestyle?
Well, it's somewhere to go. It's something to do. There's like new people to meet. There's like, yeah, it's fun. It's really fun, and it's new experience.
Okay, so this, what do you like about this boat in particular?
There's lots of places, right? So you can go up top. You can go.
In other words, a lot of places to escape your husband.
No, just a lot of places to hang out, right? So yeah, we can hang out here. We can hang out up there. We can hang out up there. There's.
All right, so I'm gonna jiggle the camera. All right, so your first place that you are, and I'm sorry that this is not the widest lens, but you have a L-shaped settee.
Good call.
You like that, huh?
Yeah, nice.
In the saloon.
In the saloon. In the saloon.
And so I'm going to come around here.
Yes.
All right, there we go. So you're actually, there's the cockpit right over there. And so this is a pilot house. And one of the things that I love about the pilot house is, what are you drinking?
Vodka and tonic.
Okay. That's the boater's lifestyle. So you're sitting on the settee, and you can turn around and look directly out the window. And you are sitting in basically just a plain old chair. And again, you can just turn around and look out the window.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's really one of the nice features about this model is that it is this boat has a 15-foot beam, and the salon in particular, as it's one with the galley, but you have a lot of room, you have a lot of open space, and you have this large L-shaped settee, couch, if you will, and in this particular, we have two chairs with a table here. These were not the original chairs that came with this particular model, but essentially, you would have 2 chairs standalone, and then that leads out to the rear cockpit door, sliding door,
I'm going to walk right out
into a fairly large cockpit area. So you get a lot of open space, but really, I think what makes these boats is the light. You get so much natural light with the blinds open and all of these windows, and they're fairly high, so you can go out into some bigger water, and you get a lot of natural daylight.
I think one of the things that we need to point out is we're actually undercover. We're in a boathouse.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
we have lots of light. So
yeah,
I'm going to quickly pan around the cockpit.
Yeah, a little busy back there, but.
I didn't give you much notice.
But you can get an idea.
There's a dog.
Yeah, sorry, that's one of the wiener dogs.
All right, let's take a look at the galley.
Yeah, I'll let you do that, Mary.
Come on.
That's your domain. It's your, which is actually she's really learned to enjoy this galley. It's a very functional one.
So this is the original blender, which we have the blender for, but the motor does not work.
Oh.
So
we need to fix that.
That's on the list. That's on the list to fix.
But double sink. This is like a little area, which I keep the toaster in because I don't know what else to put in there. But
most people put dry food in there, like cans and stuff.
But I don't need to do that because I don't think we generate enough stuff.
We do a lot of fresh. Fresh.
Do a lot of fresh. But there's all this cabinet space, and the freezer and the refrigerator are like ample enough for 2 or more people.
Okay.
So it's actually a good sized refrigerator. And then there's like the like a pantry kind of thing behind here. And the stove. And
Now your stove is gas, right? No. Oh, that's right.
So this
Paul,
is,
get over here and let's talk about this. This is interesting.
This is a very it is. I think it's an unusual setup. Most of these boats came with either electric cooktops and stoves, or they came with propane. This boat, and I believe it was optioned this way and set up this way from original, but this boat has compressed natural gas, CNG, which is, in my opinion, is terrific. It's absolutely fantastic. It runs off of what would appear to be like a scuba tank type of cylinder that typically will be filled and pressurized to about 2,500 psi of CNG, which is a very clean, safe gas.
Mm-hmm. Is that the same gas we use at home? At least here in California?
It is. Yes. It's also the same gas that will go into some of the CNG-powered cars that you can fill, or UPS trucks and things of that nature that you'll see them say CNG on them. So they last a long time. They're very efficient in terms of how they burn. Again, off of those tanks, and they're lightweight. So you're not carrying a ton of weight in these cylinders that you carry. So we carry. I carry 3 of them on this boat, and they're up top on the fly bridge, underneath one of the seats on the fly bridge, and they're plumbed in to there. So they're sort of tucked away.
Which I've been told is all covered, and so
we can pull it off. Not a big deal. But those, so the only downside of the CNG is that they are not readily available to be refilled. So you have to sort of know what you want to do or when you want to do it. Hence why we have 3 of them. So what we do is we use up 2. And then as soon as we hit our 3rd, we go fill the other 2. So we're on kind of a rotation basis. But one CNG tank so far is lasting months. I mean,
really?
Yeah. I mean, we're probably on a 2 or 3 month basis to run through a CNG tank, and Mary cooks a lot on the cooktop. The stove will use a lot. So you got to be a little cautious about, or not stove, the oven. Yeah, the cooktop doesn't burn hardly anything, but when you fire up the stove to like bake something, it will definitely burn through some CNG.
And I've heard the same thing about propane.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Just because you have a big, huge burner and it just lights up, a lot of surface and it burns through it pretty fast. But it's still, I think it's the way to go. And if you can get it, and you have the ability to refill the tanks, then I think that's certainly a great way to go, because again, it is very safe and it's light and.
I think the dog's hungry.
Oh my god!
I think for a little galley though, it's also the original trash compactor.
Okay.
Is here too, and then there's outlets on both sides. I think for a little galley kitchen, it's perfectly fine for a small family.
Well, and you're right here with everybody else. So entertaining wise,
love that.
It's got to be fantastic.
Yes. Yeah, I love that.
Okay, we're gonna quiet the dog down by feeding him, obviously.
So one thing to mention, Matt. I mean, I don't know if you were getting over here, but the bar area.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's.
I was gonna say.
Obviously, in our lifestyle, that's very important.
Yeah. So this is another thing that I think makes this model a very nice. And functional use of space, is that within your salon, you do have a little wet bar over here.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a sink. This is all stock. So this is the way the boat came. We have a little bit of storage underneath the cabinets over here. We have a bar counter with a sink, and we have an ice maker, and we have a kind of a liquor cabinet in here, which has some predetermined little slots for bottles to go into, which you can access from a compartment over here.
Oh, okay. So like another dry storage.
Yeah, so it's got a little door that you can. We don't really use it. We use it from inside here. You've got all your glassware, your barware in here. We keep wine glasses and just cocktail cups. TV. This seems to be where everybody has put TVs in a 45-50.
How often do you watch your TV?
Never. It doesn't ever go on, but we have it.
The boating lifestyle doesn't really need TV.
We have a little stereo in here, just to pipe through music in the built-in speakers, and yeah, that's about it. We have a water filtration system on this boat that feeds just. The whole boat has a water filtration system, but we have a secondary water filtration on the bar sink. So the bar sink runs through a second inline filter, and then it goes to an ultraviolet filter as well. So the water that comes out of the bar sink is really what we would use as our drinking water on a daily basis.
Cool.
Yeah.
So do you want to go up to the pilot house or down into the living quarters?
Let's do Pilothouse first.
All right.
Yeah. Let's run up here. So,
let's see if I got it. Can get a good.
All right. It's a little weird to.
Oh yeah, look how nice that. It's coming out good.
All right. So, are you on now?
Yep.
So Pilothouse. So this boat has 2 driving stations. The first being this, the Pilothouse, which is kind of a mid step up. It's about a 4-step up from the salon area. The nice thing about the Pilothouse, and really it's the reason that I wanted this model, was that we can drive the boat, operate the boat in really any weather that we have. So if it's raining, we can drive it from down here. If it's hot and we don't want to be outside in the heat, we can be sitting here in the Pilothouse with air conditioning, as you can probably hear running. But it's nice and cool.
In fact,
yeah.
It is.
It's 72 in here right now and running. And it's whatever, 92 degrees or whatever outside. So it's really nice. So if it's a really hot, really hot day or a really cold day for that matter, you can drive from here and be very, very comfortable. And also you've got a little small.
Let me move on to the other side so that see that.
A little small settee that people can sit around and be comfortable and part of the conversation next to the captain. Matt, you've been on this boat for a pretty long journey, and you've sat there, and it's a really nice place to have, where you have everybody in one spot, and you're able to have conversation and be involved, and so on and so forth. So this boat's fairly.
Now those aren't the original gauges, are they?
These are not the original gauges. This boat has been upgraded for those types of things. We don't have a ton of electronics on this boat. I do have a radar. I have an autopilot. I have basically a tachometer that shows me my digital tach, and I have a depth gauge over there, and my GPS is up on the bridge. So this little computer monitor, TV monitor, will be set up with a little mini microcomputer, which will have all of my radar, navionics, and stuff like that. We're setting those up.
And who's creating that for you?
My good friend Bruce Moneymaker. Actually, he's already created it. I just have to get up to Seattle and pick it up, because I promised him I'd come see him in order to pick it up.
And yet, here we are.
And yet we will get there. So this is the salon. It's got some storage up here, storage underneath the settee, storage underneath the helm areas. I've got underneath here, we keep all of our charts and maps. So it's a great, comfortable space.
It really
comfortable
is,
space.
and it's nice and roomy.
Oh, and the other nice thing is we have 2 wing doors off of each side, which is really nice because from this area, as a captain, you can go out your port or your starboard side and get access to your dock lines, fenders, whatever you need to do outside of the boat quickly and go forward or aft as needed without having to go back to the back of the boat or up top or whatever you need to do.
It's incredible to have those doors when you're short-handed.
It is. I mean, this is a boat that you truly can operate as a single hand. Yeah, it's a this is a 45-foot boat that one person can drive and dock and tie up. If you're playing accordingly.
Yep, perfect.
Absolutely. Yeah, let's take a look up here. So this has a wing door that just opens like that, and we can go up.
Okay, I'm going to waddle my ass up there.
Got everything covered, but
oh, it is much warmer up here, isn't it? All right, let me go over on this side.
Yeah.
All right.
So let's so this is I've got it covered, but I'll pull this back a little bit. So we've got, this is my upper bridge helm station, and essentially it mimics what I have down in the Pilothouse. So I do have control of my autopilot here, and the only difference is I have my full Garmin GPS. So my Garmin GPS chart plotter is up here, which is, you've got radar down below, which shows you everything that is out there, and the GPS tells you everything that is around you. Okay, so there's 2 different views. The nice thing about this Garmin is I can slave it to my phone or my iPad, so when I go down and I'm driving from the Pilothouse, I actually can see exactly what the GPS is telling me without having to have another head unit for my instruments.
We actually did that when we went out.
Worked really well. Another great thing about the Bayliner, the 4550, is this upper bridge area. So you have a captain seat here. Nice, comfortable captain.
Sorry about that. Okay. Captain seat.
So you've got a captain seat here. And then what I like about this model, again, is you've got 2 nice L settees seats. So again, you can have quite a bit of people up in this bridge while you're driving, and you get a lot of space. You get a lot of conversation going. You've got a little table here. So when we have all this uncovered and it's open, we can have 6, 8, 10 people up here fairly easily, and be having good conversation, having a good time. We also have a space for a fairly large dinghy. This is a 10.5-foot AB tender with a 25-horse Nissan 2-stroke motor attached to the davit system. So basically we can davit this when we're underway off and have our tender for going to shore and doing whatever we want.
I don't think they do it underway. I think he means when they're out.
Well, that too. Well, when we're underway, meaning when we're out.
Okay.
Details. The other thing I like, when the dinghy is off the boat, this makes for a great place to put a couple of chairs and sit up here, up high, and have a beautiful view onto the water and hang out.
Yeah, I bet. Look at that. He's got his current. Those are probably the last time those will be on it, thanks to Governor Newsom.
I'm actually legal. I will say the other, interestingly enough, this boat has retained the ladder that
Yes.
goes down into the rear cockpit area. A lot of people will, on this model, will opt to eliminate that. So they will take the rest of these rails off, and they will take the ladder out, and they'll eliminate the ability to go up and down that ladder system. I haven't decided what I want to do on that yet. We'll see what the future holds. In terms of height, this is another nice thing about the Bayliner. We have a bridge clearance of 16 feet, which is fairly good.
Yep, very good.
Specifically if you're looking at things like the Great Loop, which obviously you have great interest in,
Yep.
and you're about to do. So at 16 feet, you can clear, as far as I know,
All the way through Chicago.
everything.
Except for Erie. You need 15 feet for the Erie Canal.
Except that one. We do have a couple of hinged items, so a few of our antennas and various antennas and such are on hinges. So those come down, and that helps us with our clamp. But as it is right now, that's about 1510 to 16.
Oh, see, that's fantastic.
Yeah. So anyway, lots of nice sun. This boat, one more thing to point out that is a little bit unique to this particular boat, not model, but this particular boat, is the previous owner who owned this boat for 26 years. This Venturi windscreen.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Had been changed. So normally on this model, the Venturi would be like this, but then it would angle forward on this particular model.
Kind of like that one
Like this
over
one.
there.
Correct. Yeah. So that's what it looks like stock. And this is what this one had been changed to. I really like it. I think it gives the boat a little sleeker look and feel, and a little bit of uniqueness. So there's no one I've yet to ever see a boat like this. So I think that makes it pretty cool.
Yeah. All right.
Come on down. Hello.
Hello.
Hello on holiday.
All right, I'm going to turn the light on. Really, Sadie?
The guest stateroom. Roomy, comfortable. You've also slept here. Have you not?
Yeah, I
Sleep
have.
here? Yes. Okay.
And it was very comfortable.
Look at it's very roomy.
Yes, it is very roomy.
They left all
Very
their
comfortable.
decorations.
Oh, did they really?
They left everything.
Aren't they pretty?
Isn't that pretty?
Yeah, no, it's a very comfortable and very cozy room.
And the bathroom is just right here.
All right. Oh, and look.
And as
It's a
heard your
shower.
previous guests say, the shower is like not really. You're not going to use this.
All right.
They actually used it as a storage too, but I cleaned it out because I can't have storage like that.
It's not so bad. Well,
It's pretty tight.
Morgan can probably fit there.
But at least you have a lube, right?
You do have a little.
Yeah. So that's kind of. So this is our only. So this is where all the the vacuum system.
So, you have central vac. That's
So that's where
nice.
that is housed. Watch out, it's wet here. I just cleaned up the carpet from Sadie.
In that would be Sadie right there.
That was from last night. Yeah. So this is our only complaint is that it's very dark, right? It's
Well,
dark in here.
you're inside in a covered slip, so
Right, but even so, we put on those covers during the nighttime, but it's pretty, it can be pretty dark. So the bed,
well, let's see. And you've got 4 portholes and then 2 hatches. So
yeah,
I figure if you're out on the hook and not undercover, that's got to be pretty light. Got to have a lot of light coming in.
yeah, yeah.
Oh.
And the bed, and then the bed has, like it's on like a platform thing here.
Uh-huh.
And then the mattress and then a topper which they all had, and we kind of cut it down to make it more fit the space here. But then it has storage underneath. So that's pretty nice. And then this is the other space. So this is how we house all the kids. So actually, if you put this up and you put this up, you actually have a seat, and then the desk, which is so really like iconic, I think, of this little, I mean, don't look at that, but you know what I mean, like it just has this little desk situation, which is really a sweet little addition to that.
I think your top bunk is much larger than Bruce Moneymaker's.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, Monique had a hard time sleeping on the top bunk, but that one's big.
Yeah, we've
big
had
and
two
nice.
kids there. I mean, you
no,
know,
very comfortable.
So ideally, you can fit 4 kids, 2 in the stateroom and then 2 in here too. And then there's the closets, and the lights turn on.
Very nice.
It's got the air conditioning heater situation.
Yeah, these boats have the electric heaters because they were built in cold climates.
Ah, okay. And then I think the old owner had these
these
installed
are just
for the
those
fishing
are fishing
poles.
pole holders.
Yeah. So, and then another closet there, and then.
Oh my God, your dog will not leave you alone.
I know. She's an issue. And then here's the famous Bayliner bathroom.
All right, dog, let me in.
Just step over.
Oh, you've got actually a shower door.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. I think Stacy had a shower curtain.
So there's our squeegee. But it's roomy, yeah?
Yeah, it is.
I mean, it's totally
You're not going to feel claustrophobic in there, that's for sure.
Totally great, yeah.
I'm trying not to hit any mirrors so nobody can see me.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I could show you this with all this up because it's very, so you could totally work from here. It's awesome.
You know, it just dawned on me something that would be really interesting to talk about, and we'll do that right now. This is of the 3 large boats that you've owned. This is your second used boat, but you also bought a new boat.
I did.
Tell us about that one real quick.
That's fun.
Because it's always a fun conversation.
Yeah. Well, first recommendation is probably not to ever buy a brand new large boat. But I did. I bought a 30-foot brand new off the showroom floor, proverbial, Regal with twin motors, twin Volvo stern drive boats. Great boat, beautiful boat, fairly fast boat, would do 45 miles an hour. Had twin V6s. It was called a Window Express, which at the time Regal had just started with these sort of cat eye type windows, which gave a lot of natural light down inside of a relatively small express style boat. And so it worked great, and it was trailerable. The boat was 9 foot wide, or just over 9 foot, 9'2", something like that. But anyway, I could trailer it on a triple axle trailer, which is what I wanted at the time. I wanted kind of the biggest boat that I could feasibly trailer behind a pickup truck to the various lakes around Central California.
How big was this boat?
It was 30 foot LOA.
And how many children did you have at the time?
My third child was born the same week that I bought the boat. So it was there was a lot of kids and dogs that went onto that boat, which subsequently made me realize that A, don't buy brand new boats, and B, a 30-foot boat is not very large when you put 2 adults and 3 kids and a couple of 2 or 3 dogs onto it. So, lesson learned there.
All right, so you've learned your lesson. Your second boat.
Second boat was bought, another lesson to be learned, simultaneously while owning a first boat. So The other rule in boating is you don't ever want to be a two-boat owner, and I was. And so I bought a 1984 Chris Craft 381 Catalina, which was a significant, well, not from an age standpoint, but from a size standpoint, just 8 feet. But it went from a 9-foot beam to a 14-foot beam, and your LOA was approximately 40 foot, and the boat was 38 foot. And at that time of boat manufacturing, a 38-foot boat was a true 38-foot boat. So the way they measured them was much more along the water line versus the actual length and such. So you got a lot more. You got a true 38 feet out of a 38-foot boat. So that was a 2-stateroom, 2-head boat, kind of a hybrid in terms of not a fly bridge, but sort of a midship driving station, cockpit area, full beam master in the aft.
So that was an aft cabin.
Yeah, aft cab. It was considered an aft cabin. So it had a full beam, 14-foot. Really nice large salon, good sized galley, and again a V berth up in the front with a queen berth plus an individual head and shower and such. So it was a great boat. I owned that boat for close to 10 years.
That was a very comfortable boat.
Very comfortable boat. Had big block 454s, gas motors, which is probably the only downside of that boat. But it was a type of boat that could cruise, wide open throttle. You could do 18 to 20 knots. Cruise, you could do, I liked 10 knots, and it was out of the secondaries on the power plants, so you were fairly fuel efficient, and it would ride nice and flat, and you could still cut through some pretty big water. Comfortable boat, great boat for entertaining and having a lot of people on.
But still had gas engines.
But it did have gas engines.
Tell me about the difference between the diesel and the gas engines.
Well,
estimate, since you've had two.
Yeah. Well, I've had 2 big boats with gas, and I've had one now with diesel, and and
by the way, before you start, who kept telling you that you should get diesel engines?
You, my friend. So my original goal when I was going to keep the Chris Craft, if I had kept the Chris Craft, my dream was always to repower that boat with some small, like 5.9 Cummins, marinized diesel engines. Would be a really nice power plant for that boat. It just didn't work out, and ended up selling that boat back in, several years ago. But the diesels are just, I think, a little bit of peace of mind. I mean, obviously you have fuel economy, you have fuel efficiency, but you also have just longevity. And the boats, these motors will now run at a significantly lower RPM. They're significantly more fuel efficient, and I won't say they're quieter, because they're not.
Right.
But from a maintenance standpoint, they're designed to do what these boats are wanting to do, which is run them at a certain RPM for a lot of hours and a lot of time, and really just sip fuel. So I don't think I'd ever own a boat now without diesels. Fuel when you're out and about is certainly available for diesels, and I think the maintenance cost is less at the end of the day on a diesel motor than a gas motor.
Excellent. What are you drinking?
I'm having a little whiskey and water.
Oh, very good.
Okay. Thank you, Paul, for letting Matt tour your 4550 Bayliner Pilothouse. It's a lovely boat and very comfortable to cruise on. Next video, please watch. We are going to either do a Carver or a Sea Ray. Both are lovely boats, and again, perfect for the loop. Until next time, remember this: today is the yesterday you might just be embarrassed about tomorrow. Or, as Matt likes to say, keep your boat afloat. Happy cruising, everybody. Thanks. Remember, like, subscribe, and comment down below. Ciao.